First, we start with breaking news. Medford police say 2 people are behind bars this morning after a stabbing late last night. Police arrested Whitney Grant and Nathan Ramirez following a domestic disturbance call. You see them there.
It just sounded like a freight train.
That sound, the approach of the Almeda fire.
Infernal apocalypse thing coming at you.
Phoenix resident Sheehan Bomey rushed toward the flames September 8th instead of away. He says when he got to the Bear Lake Estates, a 55-plus community in Phoenix, the fire was just a little over a football field away.
I don't know how to explain how it was. It was just so fast, and we had to go.
That's when he started evacuating residents.
All these elderly people that are just out in their yard, like not knowing what to do because no one really said. So I was just trying to tell as much people to go as I can.
But he wasn't alone.
Yes, Don literally was hosing things down. He was yelling at the people. Sheehan was screaming at the people, "Get out, you have to get out."
Joanne Moore was one of the residents Sheehan helped at the next park over. She also knew Donald Schmidt, a 55-year-old man that Sheehan says was likewise evacuating the elderly in the park. But they say Schmidt did not survive.
To know that Sheehan and Don and the men on the golf carts were at least trying to get people up, because the cops never made it to Bear Lake as far as we know.
As Sheehan and a couple other men, he says, raced through the park to let people know to get out, he took a little video, the last to show this community while it was still standing.
And also, they say capturing Schmidt's heroic efforts.
We lost Don, and Don was a hero.
Their homes burned, lives lost, but the neighbors' bonds forged by the flames. This is The View.
Good morning!
From the office.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely amazing.
The water was glassy and calm. A beautiful day for a boat ride.
This is home to 250 to 300 dolphins. We have over 17 babies in the bay right now.
Captain Heather Lacey and Captain Paul Stye run Fins to Feathers, a tour boat company out of Port Isabel. They rely on Texas's Gulf Coast tourism to survive.
We're going to lose the tourists, and this is a tourist city.
Besides the tourism and habitats for wildlife, business along the coastline may soon diversify, with the construction of 3 liquefied natural gas pipelines in the works along the Brownsville shipping channel.
Well, Michael, wake up! We're on fire!
Off camera, the driver of this FedEx truck recounts what happened as his cab burst into flames while coming over the Siskiyou Pass.
I noticed that a warning light had come on. I hear a rattling sound in the motor, crack, 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 crack. So immediately, that sounded an alarm. I looked at my mirrors because I know it's coming from the bottom of the engine, and flumes of flames are coming around the engine on both sides. And the flames were hitting my face, and the fumes were just unbearable. And I said, I'm getting out. And I jumped out too.
The fire in this truck started around 5 a.m. Thursday morning, and as you can see, the flames are still going hours later, not only causing damage to the vehicle and the trailer, but also causing damage to the road. Take a look and see. The fire was so hot, it even caused damage to the asphalt, burning right into the ground. Now ODOT crew says they'll have to also repair this. Furthermore, northbound lanes from mile marker 10 on the I-5 were blocked, causing a traffic jam that extended for miles.
Well, we're supposed to be at Rogue Valley for surgery in about 45 minutes, so I'm a little frustrated.
For 3.5 hours, commuters waited.
It's so terrible, but you know what? God bless them, and I hope they got out safe.
Many just grateful the truck driver miraculously escaped.
People die doing this job every day. People die.
For the first time, we hear accused murderer Susan Monica's voice.
Hi, this is Susan, out on my 20 acres doing something.
That's the answering message at Monica's home, which lies down a winding, dusty driveway off West Evans Creek Road in rural Rogue River. Jackson County sheriffs tell us when they arrived to investigate an identity theft Friday, they instead discovered evidence of 2 murders. They say they found mutilated corpses. Sheriff's deputies blocked 2 roads coming into the property. But from our vantage point, we can see much of their focus is on a large industrial-type building on the lot. Neighbors say Monica used it as a barn, work area, and residence. There's an eerie silence in this rural area of Jackson County. The only sounds come from occasional calls of nearby roosters, horses, and deputies. As detectives days later continue scouring this near 20-acre parcel of land for more evidence in what is quickly turned from an identity theft case to a double murder investigation. 4:30 Wednesday morning.
there's going to be something out here. This is the
A bomb explodes at the Jackson County District Attorney's office in Medford, Oregon.
Make sure there aren't any secondary devices, so we're trying to kick everybody back past Oakdale.
Medford police, fire trucks, and county sheriffs rush in, setting up a perimeter that extends several blocks in all directions, fearful more bombs are at the nearby Justice buildings.
And we have been told that actually where we're at, which is on King and 10th, a block down from the district attorney's office, that we need to move. So we're going to...
Approximately 5:20, as we move out, the district attorney, Beth Heckert, shows up.
I don't know much yet, so I don't know anything yet, really. So.
Anybody working was there at night?
No.
We speak with Lieutenant Mike Bedreau with Medford Police.
A large propane tank that actually was on fire at the time.
He explains the explosion is a result of some kind of improvised explosive device set up inside the parking lot of the DA's office meant to detonate what appears to be a 5-gallon propane tank.
We believe that the suspect intended to detonate the propane tank. If that was the case, the damage would have been extreme.
We've never had the DA's office bombed like this or any other county building that I know of.
K-9 units, police, Oregon State Bomb Squad, SWAT, FBI, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives all arrive.
Units arriving on scene did see an individual that took off running from them, but we never found that guy.
Law enforcement still searching for whoever caused this explosion in a targeted attack now being termed domestic terrorism.
Close friends of Cynthia Phillips, the woman who was murdered in Central Point on Tuesday, tell us that she died while protecting her unborn grandson. Court battle. An agreement was reached between the city of McAllen and the Gamehouse Gastropub. The court documents state Gamehouse is commanded to cease owning, operating, and/or managing any bar or restaurant on and after December 31st, 2017. In January of 2014, we told you about a shooting that happened at the establishment that left one man dead and another man hurt. Right now, an 84-year-old former priest is in an Hidalgo County courtroom for the first day of his murder trial. One of the biggest rules for having a dispensary means having constant surveillance, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. He's left in a car.
So I rolled the windows up most of the way, as say a pet owner might, and waited with a thermometer and timer for 36 minutes. When I started, it was 94 degrees inside the vehicle and 101 outside.
It's starting to cool down outside, but inside the car, it's now over 100 degrees. But we've seen the temperature climb now 8 degrees in just a matter of 10 minutes. There's no breeze in here at all. This is stagnant, oppressive air just sitting here at 105 degrees. 97 outside, 107 inside. Can't even hold the camera still. I'm shaking.
At the 36-minute mark, I had enough. It was 112 degrees.
We're out here at the back of a neighboring lot where the property owner has allowed us to film. And as you can see behind me, Jackson County Search and Rescue is set up. Now, if you take a look, though, at the GPS coordinates, you could actually see that we're only a few yards from where a pond lies at the back of Monica's property.
That pond, now a muddy puddle. Footprints surround it. 2 pink flags can be seen from the shoreline.
James tells us that the uniform on this model was actually based off of his wife's uniform. And in fact, their names are right here at the bottom of this statue in McAllen. And almost a year ago, this piece of significant art was put in. It's called Open-Minded. Here at the Mission Police Department couldn't give us any details on the case. The chief does say that it is still an open investigation. At the Department of Public Safety, the Texas Rangers list at least 6 cold cases in Cameron and Hidalgo counties alone, not to mention all of the unsolved murders.
Like Kim Leggett, who was abducted from the Ross Cotton Gin, her capturers never responding to their own ransom note. Or Arnaldo Garza, whose remains were discovered in an Edinburgh field.
The cowards, the perpetrators, suspects, whatever you want to call it, they took a choice of killing my loved one.
Robert Garcia, too, lost a family member, his brother murdered. That's when Garcia organized Rio Grande Valley Friends and Family of Murdered Children.
One is too many.
Etched in the walls of the World War II Memorial at the American Spire are the details of what happened that day. Details that the Kleppers remember well.
From then on, it was a totally different ballgame.
2,403 Americans died December 7th, 1941. Bombs fell from the sky, the ricochet of those explosions rocking an entire generation.
Well, we were shocked and surprised.
76 years later, James and Margaret Klepper remember the bombing at Pearl Harbor well.
We was ready to fight.